welcome along to the Sports Express Show. We're going to touch on a variety of sports right now that happened this past week and also some action coming through from this weekend. So, brother man, we're going to start with the Mzansi Super League. Some cricket action domestically coming through. The second annual Mzansi Super League is well and truly underway now. It's in full swing. So there's been crickets all over South Africa recently.
Yeah, and
it's been happening.
Nobody seems to know about it. Like
funny enough,
listen,
because we knew about it last year,
and
there was a whole advertising and marketing going around it, but it hasn't been so much this year. And really, our cricket has been
listen, it has been non-existent, and especially they should have taken into account that the cricket this year, personally, from a South African point of view, has been shocking. So everybody is not really interested in the cricket right now. We're still riding the wave of the rugby, and we'll long ride that wave. So they needed to market the Mzansi Super League like morphos more than last year, because at least last season there was radio announcements, there were TV adverts, they were just pumping this thing. I was shocked. And this is a Sports Express show. I was shocked. Which means, listen, why I said that, it means that we follow sports. I was shocked that this thing is playing. I'm like, oh snap, the Mzansi Super League. So
maybe perhaps they thought that they could ride the wave from last year, having advertised it so well last year, and then it was going to filter through to this year.
Yeah, but I think they're irresponsible for not keeping the flipping finger on the pulse in terms of what's happening in our state of cricket this year. For them to actually disregard that and think, no, we'll just ride last year's wave and we'll put less money into marketing this time, considering what we've gone through as a cricketing nation, I think it's irresponsible. And whoever's a part of that marketing team, fine, go. Because we don't know about it.
There we go, finally wanting heads to roll again.
And the thing is, what makes it worse is that even the attendance at the stadiums tells you that story.
It's quite poor.
It's not even quite poor, it's shocking. Even the coaches are talking about, to watch the cricket. So that tells you a story. These guys who are dealing with the marketing of this tournament, Mzansi Super League, heads should roll. They should roll, because how are they going to save it now? I think obviously they should be given a chance to save it now, to pump as much money as they can for the marketing, but I think it's just poor form from the guys.
Yeah, look, it's been happening now. It's in full swing and it's going to be ending in December. So maybe I don't see them doing much in terms of promoting it from now on.
Look, for me, mentioning that was basically like, give them another chance. But I mean, considering how poor they've been, I'm sorry, like it's honestly a debacle of note. Debacle of note, bruh. No,
have you been watching the cricket? Are you happy about it?
Hell no! Hell no! If you don't tell me about it, how am I gonna know about it? That's how bad it is. No, I haven't watched it.
You haven't been watching the games?
No, and I haven't been inspired to watch them, so...
Clearly something needs to improve.
Clearly.
Because cricket has been substandard in South Africa this year.
It's been shocking. And heads need to roll. They need to roll. They need to roll, and solutions need to be found. It can't just roll without there being a solution. It's easy to cut off heads, but who's going to replace that head? So I think people should actually take into consideration planning, proper planning. That, okay, if we release this person, who's in the next line to replace this person, actually do a good job. Guys, no. I
think we should just stop talking about cricket on the show now and just resume everything next year on a clean slate.
Guys, this is the last cricketing report this year. I'm sure you even wondering, what the flip are we talking about? Anyway, it's the last cricketing section we're talking about. Thank you for tuning in for the cricket. Let's move on, bruh. This is shocking. Let's move on.
We've had Formula 1 action this past weekend. Exciting. The Brazilian Grand Prix came through. So exciting race, lots of drama, and also some history with Max Verstappen winning the Grand Prix. Not only that, alongside Pierre Gasly and Carlos Sainz, becoming the youngest podium in Formula 1 history. That's quite big.
Look, I mean, it was a good race, especially considering the fact that, listen, let's be honest, Lewis Hamilton won again. But the thing is, because
he got a penalty. He got penalized
because he
for
won.
cheating.
No, he didn't cheat, Boston. Anyway, Anyway, with him winning the championship, you always think, they're just gonna win the final 2 races, so it's gonna be regulation. But this Brazilian Grand Prix was action-packed. Fireworks. I mean, Pierre Gasly, hats off to him, coming number 2. First podium in his F1 professional career. Congratulations to him. He held it through. Albon, unlucky son, he was going to be on the podium until that incident happened. With Hamilton and Hamilton getting the penalty, which bumped up Sainz to the podium. I mean, it was really an enjoyable race, and I'm happy.
And there's turmoil at Ferrari. Things are not looking very rosy. Both of their drivers, Vettel and Leclerc, clashing and both having to retire on the race.
Look, they haven't been rosy. The partnership hasn't been rosy this whole year. It has potential. It really honestly does. But I feel Ferrari don't know who to back. Do you back the 4-time world champion or do you back the future?
Star,
What do you do? So I feel it is, they are between a rock and a hard place. I get it. But going back to that incident, there was no need for them to even clash. If you look at the replay, because they're on a straight, but they clashed and they both went out and they were both screwed because of that. So they need to fix the organization, because I don't think it's necessarily the drivers. Drivers want to drive and win. Simple as that. You know that. It is your job to control that environment. Simple as that. Because at the beginning of the year, if we go to Mercedes quickly, it was on equal footing at the beginning of the year between Bottas and Hamilton. But Bottas shot himself in the foot because he's not consistent. Whereas Hamilton is consistent, so he will rise to the top naturally. So they ended up backing him, and that's how they settled that. Not a dispute, but that's how they settled that. I feel honestly that both Vettel and Leclerc should be on equal footings. Let's say, okay guys, go Dala, we'll see who the top mana is, and then we back the top mana. Simple as that. Don't say from the get-go, we have you, lost you Lighty, because that's what they did. They said, Vettel, we have you, Lighty, okay, you'll be there, we love you, but you'll be there. Somewhere there. Now the Lighty started performing like, okay, Lighty, we've got you. Vettel, hey, oh man, like take a chill pill. So they are their worst enemy.
Look, man, we definitely know that when it's in Brazil, there's always going to be fireworks. If it's not the rain, it's drama on the race course. But we're going to move over to boxing now.
Let's Dala.
Because we have a heavyweight fight this weekend. It's on Sunday morning. It is the WBC heavyweight title on the line for champion Deontay Wilder against Ruiz. No, sorry, not
Ortiz.
Ruiz. It's Ortiz.
They're probably cousins.
They're probably cousins anyway, Mexicanos.
Don't be racist, I'm joking,
It's Luis Ortiz against Luis Ortiz. The second match, it's a rematch.
Yes.
Again, Deontay Wilder defending his title against the same man who almost beat him, by the way, in the previous fight.
Yeah, it's too much of a gamble, I feel.
Yeah.
I think you just never know, especially in boxing. Because
and he's quite nervous about this one.
He rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, because this is redemption for Ortiz. And Ortiz that guy is as tough as an ox, bro. He's Cuban, for goodness sake. That should tell you everything. Those guys are tough as nails. And the thing is, it's not going to be a regulation fight. It's not going to be say, this was a nice warm-up fight. Now, who's the Gypsy King? Come, let's go. No, this is a proper fight that he needs to be aware of. I think there's snakes in the grass, and he's put himself in that position. He has every right to be nervous, and I'm actually nervous for him.
Because I think subconsciously, for Deontay Wilder, this is sort of like a warm-up match for the Tyson Fury fight. Subconsciously, like looking at the picture holistically,
yes.
that I'm gonna get through Ortiz and then go to Tyson Fury, and then potentially go to either Ruiz or Joshua, depending on who wins their fight. So for him, it's sort of like a warm-up match to that, but it's at the same time not a warm-up match because it is a big match. And Ortiz is a serious fighter.
Exactly my point. So if he gets into that mindset that it's a warm-up match, it's tickets, it's good night. I'm telling you right now. If he gets into that mindset, it's gone. It's done. It's finished.
And
Ortiz
They're always calling him an old man, but everyone seems to be avoiding him.
Nobody knows his age, bro. This guy's like the boogeyman of flipping boxing, bro. Like, yes, he's old. We know he's old. But he is the boogeyman. Everybody's avoiding him. Why didn't Joshua fight Ortiz when he came here?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody wants to fight a Cuban tank. That guy will blow you the fudge out. I don't care. If that guy could be 90 and I still wouldn't go against him, bro. That's how hard of a man he is. It's a real... Yeah, no.
Well, the truth is, Wilder did overcome him in the previous fights. He knocked him out at the end, won the fight at the end.
Definitely.
What could possibly happen differently in this one? Because it is
the
completely
mindset.
different fight.
It's the mindset. The first match, he knew that this guy is not somebody to be played around with. There was no other fight beyond that.
Yeah.
It was him. Whereas, yes, obviously there were subsequent fights after that, but his mindset wasn't looking beyond Ortiz. It was looking at
Do you think he might make the same mistake that Anthony Joshua made in terms of not looking at the opponent right now and possibly looking at the future? Because Joshua definitely made that mistake against Ruiz.
Yeah, I underestimated Ruiz.
Yeah.
Listen, I do feel he'll do the same mistake, but not to that extent.
Yeah.
Because you could even see when Joshua came out that this is not Joshua, bro.
Yeah,
you could
he's too relaxed.
Yeah, he's too relaxed, too like, I'm gonna win this, blah, 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 blah. And Ruiz showed him flames. But
rematch is coming up.
Rematch is coming up, but coming back to this one, he mustn't underestimate him. If he does, it's good night. It's a knockout. It's not gonna go the distance. It's a knockout.
Who wins the fight?
I'm scared, bro, for Wilder, but I'll say.
You're like
okay, let me give you a prediction because that's what we do. We stick our flipping necks on the block. I'll say Wilder.
I say Ortiz.
You say Ortiz.
I say Ortiz. I'm saying Ortiz because I want Ortiz to win this fight.
Yeah, it will be great, eh? It will be great. Look, I want
to change the whole landscape of the heavyweight division and shake things up.
I want Ortiz to win, but I still feel that Wilder, if he catches him with that right, not everybody goes night with that right. So it's gonna be it's a good match, and I feel that also the publicity for this match hasn't been high. It hasn't been as high as it should be. Guys, tune in for that fight. We'll definitely be talking about it next week. Now, quickly touching on the Ruiz and the Joshua.
We're still
rematch.
going to talk about that one as well. But you know, we just got a bit excited here now.
Yeah,
Joshua Ruiz,
both. Mind you, Ruiz is slimming down.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing for Joshua.
It's a terrible thing. It means it's going to be quicker.
It's going to be quicker.
Yeah.
It's going to be... Okay. I don't even know.
Hold on to your prediction. Don't predict anything now.
Not this week.
But we're just going to be building up to that fight because it's definitely going to be the biggest fight of the year.
Definitely.
The unified heavyweight titles will be on the line on the 7th of December.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz Jr. rematch.
Guys, thank you very much for tuning in again. Make sure you watch the sports this weekend and make sure you tune in next week and we'll catch you next time.